Hi everyone. So today we are going to talk about why we need to reduce fat in our diet. So the simple science behind that is that it reduces our immunity, and we can talk a lot about that later on. But how to reduce fat, and that was a question one of my friends asked, that most of our foods, they involve stir frying, and people are wondering how can the food still taste good when you're not stir frying it in oils. So here's what I'm doing today. Pardon my kitchen, it's got a lot of things in here, but to start off, I just boil some quinoa. So read the package directions. You can buy any quinoa, and usually it's 1 cup quinoa to 1 cup water. So once that's boiled, then I took kale. If you don't have kale, or you can take any kind of green leafy vegetable, a little harder one, even if you want spinach, and I just steamed it in just water. So kale already has some water in it. I put a little bit of water, and it's now nicely steamed. I also added some butternut squash that was previously roasted or boiled. In it, you can add sweet potatoes in it. So that's ready. Now I've got some things chopped here, which is spring onions and some bell peppers, some tomatoes, and some microgreens. So what I'm going to do is mix all this up into my kale, which means I will take a bowl and put everything in there, and chick, it all goes in. Maybe that's too much. So I always eyeball. I'm not a big one on measuring things, which makes it really simple because I will have to keep looking. So because the kale was already chopped up, and there it goes. So as you'll see, there is no fat in anything so far, and it's all going up. But now, how do we bring taste into all of this? And then I'll add quinoa to it as well. The quinoa that we cooked, and you can have, so I've got a lot of quinoa, but I'm going to have only a little bit going in here, and we'll nicely mix it all up. So now it's getting nicely mixed, but here is where we just start talking about taste. So we're going to make a dressing that is going to be no fat at all, which is, I am taking a little bit of chickpeas, just to give it some texture. Some cloves of garlic will go in. I've also taken some cashews that I soaked in some warm water here so that it can be a little thick. You could have added, peanut butter or sunflower seed butter, but I prefer cashews and chickpeas. Then I'm going to squeeze half a lemon, or if you want a full lemon, maybe, just because there's a lot that we have. But you can always adjust it to taste later on. You can add any kind of juice if you want, or I'm gonna just add this thing that I got from the market. It's called, it's got coconut milk in it, some pineapple juice. So that'll give it some taste here. So about 1 cup or something like that will go in here. And I'm just going to start putting it in my big grind blender. So all of this goes in there. If you want, you can add some mustard seeds to it. Or if you have Dijon mustard, you can add that. But here I'm just going to add some mustard seeds just because my blender blends really well. So I can pretty much blend anything in it. You can add some salt to it, which is what I'm doing, and some black pepper. There you go, some black pepper. Now all of this can get adjusted later on as well, and I will show you. Some vinegar as well can go in, so it gives a little bit, depending on your taste. There. Now now when I blend it all up, it'll be very noisy just because this blender blends really well. Okay, and as you will see, it's a little thick or watery. Now I'm just going to add it here. That's a nice dressing, and I'm going to taste it a little bit. Tastes good to me. You can always add some maple syrup to it if you want it a little sweeter. And we're done. We just mix it up. Where's my thing here? Mix it all up, and you can add any kind of vegetables to it. You can add some onions in it as well. And it's a really nice dressing. It's a full bowl of meal, and we're good to go for today. So let me know if you made this or you changed something up in your dressings, and how did it go. Take care. See you tomorrow. Bye.